Hello everyone, if you don't know me already, I'm Tara the dance doctor. This is my friend and assistant Hera, and he's going to be helping me today teach part 2 of Lady Styling with a Partner Bachata edition. So we're going to be teaching some really fun, cool movements today, both things that are led by the leader and also little flourishes that you can add that don't need to be led. Really quick before we get into the lesson, I just want to let you all know that next week, the last week of December, I'm going to be having a 15% sale on all of the courses on my website. So look out for that. If you are not already on my mailing list, join my mailing list. There's a link in the description box below so that you can get that code and save big on all of my premium courses that are on my website and be ready to start 2023 the right way. And the right way is dancing. All right, so now without further ado, let's get into the lesson.
Do you want to be able to do this? And this? And even this? Well, then you need to do this. And this. And even this. My 21-day Train Like a Dancer course gives you all the tools you need to transform into the dancer you've always wanted to be. Try the first 3 days free and see why dancers from all over the world are saying things like this, and this, and even this. Start training like a dancer today and unlock your true dancing potential. What are you waiting for?
So let's get right into our first movement of the day, which is when the leader leads a turn. 1, 2, 3. This is very simple. He's going to lead me out and back in and, okay? So really simple movement that I feel adds a lot of style and confidence to your dancing. This movement is what I call a chug. So I'm going to talk about how to do it because it looks very simple, and yet when my students try to replicate it because they've seen it on videos and blah, 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 they're like, it doesn't look right. So let's talk about what the chug is. First of all, when I finish my turn, I'm not going to tap at the end. The chug is going to replace the tap. So I'm going to finish with my feet open, and then I'm going to bring them together, and I want to feel as though I am scooting my feet forward, okay? So if you look at it from the side, if I finish my turn, 5, 6, 7, scoot, okay? So rather than thinking about going down, which is incorrect, I want to think about going forward. So I'm sending my knees, my hips, and my feet just slightly forward to create that chugging action. If I do it incorrectly, 5, 6, 7, down. You see, it doesn't have that rhythmic look to it. So what we want to do, 1, 2, 3. We'll prepare for the turn. We go 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, chug. And then the other thing that makes this movement look good is waiting a little longer. So we don't want to go 1, 2, 3, chug. Yeah, like we're in a hurry. We want to go 1, 2, up. If I want to create a cool movement that drops a little bit, I have to first kind of lift up and then go down, okay? So I'm going to show you again. I'll do it from the back this time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1. And the other mistake that my students make when I teach them this is we do our chug. Boom. It's fine. Then they pop right back up out of the chug. The cool thing about this movement is chug, and then I'm going to stay down And then I can come back up to my normal height after that. Yeah, so I do chug, and then I kind of dig into the floor. So it wasn't just that one movement, it's like leading me into something else, which adds, like I said, a lot of style and confidence into your dancing, okay? So now we are going to demonstrate that step with music. Okay, so our next movement that we're going to be incorporating into our partner dancing is a hip roll, okay? So I always kind of have a difficulty planning these lessons because I'm like, how can I teach that? I don't know, nor could I teach every single lead that there is out there, but so I'm going to show you two common places where I use a hip roll when I'm dancing bachata, and that is usually when the leader is doing something out of the ordinary. And so I'm going to give you two common examples of this, but of course there are thousands probably. So the first one is sometimes the leader is going to give me his back. 1, 2, 3, tap, in which that's a good place for me to use that movement. One, because it's not going to distract him, and when he gives me his back, he's actually doing a fake, which means he's taking up a little less space than he normally would. So we'll do that facing this way now. We're in our basic. Boom, 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 and 1, 2, 3. So instead of doing my basic, I do a hip roll, and I'm always going to do this roll starting in the direction that I'm stepping, going back, coming around, and then tapping. A common mistake in the hip roll is people also send the pelvis forward. In this particular movement, I'm just sending the pelvis back and then coming back into neutral, and I'm maintaining my same rhythm. So if we do it slow, 1, 2, 3, tap, left, right, left, tap. I'm still transferring my weight, left, right, left, and bring that foot in to tap. Okay, so that's one common place where I'll put a hip roll in my dancing. Another place is if the leader does a turn or some kind of lead in which my hand ends up on his shoulder and then he goes underneath. That's another great place to put the hip roll in. So let's demonstrate what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap, and 1, 2, 3. Again, there's thousands of examples, but these are two where I can kind of feel it coming. I know it's coming, and so I know that he's not going to be moving so much on these movements because he almost kind of stays stationary, and so I know that then I can feel free to add my hip roll again. So we'll do it facing this way. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. Okay? So those are two, like I said, places where it's fairly obvious what the leader is going to lead into. So I have time to decide to use my hip roll. Now we are going to demonstrate those two options with music. moving on to our third movement. Just like the second one, there's so many different types of leads that lead into this, but I'm going to give a couple examples. So the movement that we're going to be doing is a head roll, okay? The one consistent rule that I can give you with any type of head roll that's being led is if the leader's hand is on the left side of my neck, my head roll is going to start to the right. If it's on the right side of my neck, my head roll starts to the left. Always, that's what's going to happen, and I'll kind of show you how that manifests. So we're going to do a simple one first, la pluma, nada más. Okay, so that is when the leader's hand comes up onto my neck, I know a head roll is coming. A common mistake that women will make is they'll just go down. I gotta get underneath, yeah? That, as you can see, is not the most aesthetically pleasing or nice feeling way to do a head roll, and it actually isn't a roll. It's a duck and come back up. And so what we want to do from here, like I said, his hand right now is on the right side of my neck, so I know that I'm going to start my head roll to the left. And now when I do my roll, I want to actually spend as little time in this position as possible. So I'm going to go to the left, down, and up to the right, and then come up into neutral, okay? So I'm going to show from this angle. 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, tap. And so I can stop the feet or I can keep them moving. We'll try it again. He wasn't ready for that. So I go 1, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, okay? If the hand is over here, I'm going to tilt this way. If the hand is here, I'm going to tilt this way. So another example of this is this more complicated figure where we do a body roll and his hand comes to the left side of my neck now. So I'm going to send my head to the right, underneath, and back up. Okay? So those are two examples of head rolls, but like I said, the two really important things to remember in these movements is your head's always going to go in the opposite direction of where his hand lands, and that we start and finish the roll to the side, spending as little time down as possible. I can even, if he led a turn in which I have to go underneath, so say I'm turning this way, I actually keep my head to the left the whole time. A common mistake that women will make is they'll go down. Okay, is it done yet? No. So what we want to do is we're going to go left to whatever this turn is. We're just kind of making it up on the fly. But if you do find yourself ever in the situation where the leader is leading you to turn and bring your head underneath simultaneously, you want to go to the side first and save the roll for the end of the turn instead of trying to roll the head and turn at the same time, which will probably throw you off balance, okay? So now we are going to demonstrate those two head roll variations with music. Okay, and our final movement for today's video is a body roll. Again, there are a gazillion body rolls in bachata. I'm choosing two of the most popular variations that I have personally experienced, and maybe we'll make a part 3 with some others. But let's start with this. So I'm going to do it facing away. First of all, ladies a lot of times are asking me, how do I know the body roll is coming? Like, it always catches me off guard. A really good indicator is that the leader has his hands both on my scapula, okay? Because normally we're gonna be in frame, or this hand will be down here, or whatever other thing. But if the hands are on my scapula, generally what that means is that some kind of body manipulation is coming up, and so I should be ready for that, okay? When he puts his hands here, I want to rest my hands right on his shoulders. Make sure your arms have a bit of weight to them. I'm not pushing down, but I'm also not lifting up, because the more weight I give the leader in my whole body, the easier it is for him to manipulate. In my experience, the more like a rag doll I can be, like I have to immediately, when the leader puts his hands on my scapula, I go into ragdoll mode, because the more you try and guess what he's trying to do, the less success you're going to have. What you need to do is allow him to manipulate your body the way that he's trying to, and then all will be well, okay? So what we're gonna do is a basic 1, 2, 3, tap. He's gonna lead a body roll starting with my shoulder, and then a reverse body roll to come up. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing, I'm stepping out to the right, and he's starting the roll with my left shoulder blade. So I'm gonna go left shoulder blade, leads me into my body roll, and then he's going to press on my right shoulder blade, and I'm going to actually shift and make this a side reverse body roll to come up, okay? Again, making sure that our head is nice and relaxed. Nothing is more disconcerting to me than when somebody does this and then they do this and the head is like stuck on their back. Like, no, it doesn't move, it doesn't move. Everything else moves but the head. No, the head is part of the spine. So I'm going to let it move with me. And the nice thing about this scapula hold is I feel so secure that if I were to go off my balance, he's actually going to bring me back. And actually, I think going off your balance a little bit makes this movement look more beautiful. That's why he's there holding us in that position. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Basic. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, tap. 1. Okay, so that's just one example of how a leader could lead a body roll. You can also practice that on the other side. I'm just demonstrating it on the side that I feel it most commonly gets led on, okay? We're also going to look into another simple body roll variation when the leader steps back. So we'll do basic 1, 2, 3, tap, and then I step forward 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1, 2, 3, or some variation of that. We can also do it closer together. Boom, boom, boom. He's leading it. So it has just occurred to me that I've finished like 0.05 of my sentences in this video. I'm just so excited. It just similarly to kizomba, in these types of movements, because they aren't traditional bachata movements, they're more influenced by zouk and those types of dances. The body rolls are led from like the shoulder, chest, rib cage area, and then manifested in the lower body, okay? So even though he's leading it from up here, I'm following it more in my lower body, and I'm not like going, when he pulls me, I don't want to do that, because that's happened to me before. Not the best, it's not the most fun. So he pulls me, and I'm going to let that reflect in my body. And when I finish my body roll, I want to find his hands again so that he can lead the next one, or whatever it is that we're doing after that, okay? So those are some tips for some popular ways that men or leaders lead body rolls in bachata, and now we are going to demonstrate those body rolls with music. much for joining us for today's lesson. I hope that you enjoyed learning it as much as I enjoyed teaching it. Don't forget to share this video with a friend that you think would enjoy it and benefit from it. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notifications so you can see when I upload more stuff like this. Until next time, keep dancing.
Hi everyone! I just want to take a minute of your time to talk to you about my Patreon membership. If you've been looking for a quick, cost-effective way to improve your dancing, excel at learning choreography, and get into shape, look no further. Each week I upload a Quick Tip Tuesday video addressing different physical, mental, and emotional aspects of dancing, sharing my insights from 31 years of dancing and 10 years of teaching. Things like how to do a body roll, turning hacks, how to be a great follower, 5 things all social dancers should know, setting and achieving goals, and learning and remembering choreography. I also share a weekly salsa class, which is aimed to help with corporal awareness, coordination, and routine memorization and retention. Each month, I create a 45-minute dance workout done to popular music so you can smile while you sweat and enjoy the endorphin boost without the gym. This comes to 9 new recorded classes each month, plus early access to all of my YouTube lessons. And when you sign up, you also get access to all past classes, which is over a year's worth of content, all for only $10 a month. Go to patreon.com/dancedoctor to sign up today.